Tariqatan Sawfi fil Hayy min Jamiyat. Our tariqat is based on association, and the goodness comes from that association. Because in the association, as Shaykh is saying, it is providing the ammunition against to shaitan in our ego. Shaitan is attacking, we know how to attack back, we know how to defend. Ego is attacking, we know what to say, we know what to do. To know the enemy, it is important. You must know the enemy. Even the unbelievers, and they had wisdom. Allah grants wisdom to anyone who is looking for it. They say, keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer. And the enemy that is the most dangerous is not the enemy that you can see, but it's the enemy that you cannot see. The enemy not from the outside, but the enemy from the inside. This is a lifelong journey, because that enemy inside is never sleeping. It has hundreds and thousands of tricks and traps that is coming at you in every situation. And it is this struggle, this jihad, this struggle against your nafs. It is never ending until you die. You go to a different way, different station, it's coming at you in different things. You're tested. Knowing yourself, it is important. Because to know yourself means you need to know what are the enemies that is inside of you that is doing to sabotage the work that you are doing. If you don't know that, you think that you're building something beautiful and strong from the outside, from in front, but behind the door is wide open and it's going in. If you are busy now trying to find what is the enemy and trying to throw him out, trying to always attacking him from the inside, that time it is easy for them, the holy ones and our sheikhs, to protect us. Okay? To protect us. We are here, alhamdulillah, we're protected. And we know this is not because of ourselves. We cannot protect ourselves like this. But they put that protection on us. Why is that? It's because we are doing the work that we're supposed to do, so they can do the work that they are doing. What is the work that we're supposed to do? To fight against our ego. They cannot fight our ego for us. This is given to Hazrat Insan. Every mankind, if you fight against your ego, then you become that Insani Kamil. You become the perfect one. So, your question, to be busy with yourself. Even if things are happening around you, you bring it to yourself. You read something that is going on in the world, you watch yourself looking at that, and you ask, how is this knowledge benefiting me? How is this benefiting me? You're looking at this other thing, you're trying to see, now, why am I looking? What am I seeing? What am I getting from this? How is it improving my iman? So you are not doing things just by routine and ghaflat. You're actually looking for something. It can be the same thing that you've always been doing, but you start seeing it with different eyes now. You start seeing it with different eyes. You can be planting a potato for 40 years, but every year is going to be different. And you're learning. And because Allah's creation is always revealing itself, there is no end. What about our Lord now? One level of meaning that you're asking is so that we are not going to become too involved with anything that is happening around us. We're not going to become too fearful, too in love, too angry, too jealous, too this or too that. You understand? Whatever is happening. So you pull back. The pulling back means that you are, instead of being in the situation, you stand up and you look at the situation and you look at yourself. Say, wait, why am I behaving that way? Instead of just watching something, you pull back and you stand up and say, I'm watching. How am I watching this? Why am I watching this? What am I getting from this? Why is this thing happening? This one is saying, I'm feeling this thing. Why am I feeling it? That is one way of being busy with yourself. So things that are happening around you, you don't get caught up in that. You're not an animal to be herded just like that, to be pulled by the nose like that. You look and you see and you understand now. There are so many signs. It is a sign. It is an ayat. Where are you going to find the words of Allah in that sign? Something that you see is making you to be very angry. Put the brakes on a little bit and say, no, I must be busy with myself. What does that mean? Don't get too upset. Don't get too angry, because that's not going to, you're not going to be productive with that. Because now you're going to be angry and you don't know what to do with it, because you're not stepping out from there trying to control it according to Allah's way, the Prophet's sunnah. You don't know. Because if you're always having that in the back of your mind, you're going to be very careful. You know that once you are inside that situation, you're lost, because it will pull you. You have to struggle to get out from that situation. It's hard, because every person, especially men, you just want to go along with that desire, with that passion, with that feeling. Don't you see? Even in tariqat, just to go along with that passion and that desire in tariqat, in Sufism, in Tasawwuf, in our way, even that we look down on. Don't get drunk. Because it is very easy to get drunk. It's not so easy to say, no, don't drink. Why are you drinking? Why you want to get drunk? What are you going to benefit from it? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put the law, the Shariat there. And the Shariat there it is the divine law. It is not human law. What does that divine law make us do? It controls us. Does it control the world? No. It controls you, your ego. The Shariat is for mankind. The benefit is through everyone, but it is for mankind. And like this or like that, the Shariat is saying to the ego, there are limits. Tariqat now, it is looking within the limits of what is permissible, what is halal, and making us to question, is this really important? What is more important than that? It is permissible to eat halal food. Is it really important to have 10 things in front of us? Is it important to eat it all the time? How are you going to now? You cannot refuse the food, for instance. How are you going to now still be sincere in controlling your appetite and your ego, but you are not in a situation where you're going to refuse? You just have to let it come. You understand what I mean? There are ways. How we learn that, we look at our Shaykh. Yes, for example, it's sunnah to have 3 things. Actually, number 1, we cannot carry it. Number 2, whatever that is coming to us, especially in the Nakshibendi way, you see so much Rizq coming, food coming, things that people serve. Why you have to eat then? If it's coming to you, don't refuse. Let it come, but give. Then once you start sharing, you're fulfilling everything there. So, it's questioning. Busy with yourself, questioning. Busy with yourself saying, is this necessary or is this not? Then all of that, it is now according to how we must watch our Shaykh carefully. Because the teachings that he is giving us so many times, it is not in words, it is in his actions. To have the sohbat of the Shaykh, no, is not just to see him talk, but to be with him when he's not talking, to be with him when he's walking, to be with him when he's working, to be with him in every situation, to be in association, as how the Sahabi Kiram were. At times, Prophet ﷺ would speak about Akhirat. At times, he would speak about dunya, yes. At times, he will speak about the things that you're thinking maybe this is nothing spiritual with it. But it concerns now your lifestyle. But everything that he is doing now, with that association, it is reaching back to the pleasure of Allah, and is reaching to those ones who are wanting to have the highest level of service to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to be a highest servant to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, first thing, you must know, as Shaykh Efendi is saying so many times, the knowledge, is that for you? Is that for you or not? And there's a prayer of the Prophet ﷺ, where Prophet ﷺ is saying, Ya Rabbi, protect me against the knowledge that does not give me benefit. As it is when you enter into tariqat, you see everything becoming smaller and smaller. Maybe before tariqat you have 100 friends. Then when you come to tariqat, suddenly you have very few friends. They say, oh, it's okay, never mind. I left all my friends, now these are my friends. Oh, how many years it's going to take you, how many days? Then you get squeezed and squeezed and say, oh, even inside I have no friends. I have one friend. So that changes. What is the knowledge now that is going to give benefit to you? Before you might think that every knowledge is beneficial. But now you're going to look to see, what is it that I want? How do I want to improve? How do I want to become better? I must seek that knowledge. Not other knowledges that is not going to make me to become better. So, you want to be busy with yourself. In tariqat, what is your job? What is your responsibility? Concentrate on that. Is it important to know so many other things that's happening? Maybe not that important. Everyone is checking their phones every second to see any updates on this virus that is happening. Has it changed much in all the months? No. It's the same thing going. And if you are not reading all this, but having people around you, for instance, who know what is happening, and you're not reading it, are you going to lose? You're not. There was a time Shaykh Efendi even told us, don't. Not necessary to even know what's going on. That is sort of like the mind frame of a dervish, you understand? Whatever that is happening, they don't care. Doesn't really affect them too much one way or another, because their concentration is to be a servant to Allah. So in a way it is easier for us. They don't expect that kind of discipline. But in another way, it's more difficult because we're supposed to have this mentality. It doesn't concern us. But we're put in a situation where so many things are happening around us and we're witnessing it too. Isn't that more difficult? Look to see to the job that you're given. Then look to see what is the sohbat that is given. Look to see in that sohbat what is for you. If you don't know, then you're going to ask. Whatever that is there, take it and be busy with that. When you are busy with the knowledge that you know, then Allah will send you the knowledge that you don't know. And that's the time you are being useful. You're not just knowing things for the sake of knowing things. You understand? Now you're going to be very careful what comes, because you're going to see whether this is going to help me or not. It changes from 1 year to 5 years to 10 years to 20 years. It changes. Maybe in the beginning it was very difficult. You don't know what is this and what is that. But after some time, just holding on tightly, you know. You'll come to understand. The pull is not that strong. It changes. May Allah make us to be sincere ones, inshallah, and to hold on tightly to our Shaykh, inshallah. Al-Fatiha.